thank you so much for joining me, Davide. Is that how I pronounce your name, by the way?
Yeah, you pronounced it
Perfect.
perfectly. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, it's great to see you again, and I'm very excited to hear a little bit more about your Catalyst proposals today. But I, of course, already know you, but the viewers might not. So do you want to give us a quick introduction into who you are?
Yeah, I'm an IT professional. I'm working in IT for the last 27 years already. Until a couple of months ago, I was living in the Netherlands, where I worked for AMSIX, that is one of the biggest internet exchanges in the world. And recently I moved to the RIPE NCC, but I left where I worked for the last 4 years, but I left this position to move back to Italy and concentrate 100% to my current project. Until now, I've always been an indie game developer in my spare time. Now I want to make it professional. I want to join it with my big passion also for Cardano. So I'm making this game that I have in my drawer for 15 years already. It's a management game about motorcycle racing. And it's a kind of game that usually people play for a very long time because it's not like it's similar it's similar to a football manager game where there are instead of matches there are motorbike racing, but there is a race every week. So it's a kind of game that's supposed to play for sometimes also for years. So I thought that using NFTs would be the best way to give players full control over the access, because if they train a player, a rider for years, I think it's just fair that they can do whatever they want with that. So here I am.
That sounds really interesting and really cool journey as well, that you took the leap to go from a like full-time position into completely full-time Web3, full-time indie game development. That's really nice, and it's I used to be a passionate like indie game developer on the side as well back in the day, and one day I'm gonna come back to it like you.
Sure.
So that's really cool. Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about that proposal and your motorcycle simulator, and
Yeah,
yeah.
the name of the game is Rookiez because what you do usually is to find the rookies, and there are young riders that you want to try to make them future champions. So you end up hiring them. That's the way you do that by minting NFTs. But the particular thing in this project is that it's not a regular NFT project where there is a game attached to it. It's the other way around. It's a game that uses NFTs because that's, as I just said, is the best way for the players to manage their assets. So there is no store for NFTs. There is no pre-sales. Everything is minted from the game. So basically, you have in your staff scouts and other kind of professionals, but the scouts are the ones that are looking for new young riders or other professionals, and they will find something and propose you with a motivation letter the new rider you want to hire. And if you do that, you get it for a very minimal price, because I think that the real value of your assets is what you make of them. So if you develop a motorcycle for years or you train a rider for years, then they will be better than others, and it makes sense that it is value more for the game perspective. I don't want to touch value from my economical point of view because it's not my goal. My goal is to provide players with a first-class management game.
So it becomes really similar like to the real world trading market in a way, where you say, okay, I as a team owner want to have this particular driver because he has a lot of experience,
Exactly.
it is super good, and then you can basically get him in, train him up, and then sell him for a higher price, or maybe if like he
Exactly.
becomes older, his values drop and stuff like that.
Exactly. If they can become older, you can decide to promote them in another role, so they can become specialists, so they can become engineers, mechanics, doctors, or other scouts. But if you look for something very special, you have to take a look to secondary market, maybe JPEG Store or something like that, because I don't want to provide any dedicated marketplace for that. Everything I want to provide is a game, and everything you do is inside the game itself.
That's great. Like I really like that. I think that's a perfect use case for NFTs in general in games, and it's really something where we could say, okay, it's not just a game that is like really trying hard to do anything with NFTs, but it's actually something where the NFTs make the game better, because there needs to be like this open market in order for the game to function in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's my idea. Since it's a game and it's a management game, I don't want to make it totally open source because this way it will expose all the formulas and all the way people train. But
Right.
I'm still a very big passionate about open source, so many parts of the game will be released as open source tools for Unity. I already released for sometimes an maker component that allows you to access the API. I did the same a few days ago for the add-all APIs as well, and I think that many other parts can be released as open source. So I want to give back to the community something because they allow me to make this the dream comes true. So I'm currently in a very advanced stage of the prototype. It's already something playable. You can already train your rider. You can already try your motorbike to have some of arcade action. And my proposal is to finish and be able to release in a short time the complete playable prototype so that people can test, already start training, and give me precious feedback for when the game will be fully released. There are other proposals about this game also for making better, replace the graphics and replace NFT art and have a better server backend because it's a very big project. So I can't, in the end, do everything by myself. I did a lot of stuff until now, the backend, the game, and everything. But I think that is important. It will be important in the future to have somebody else help me out and have another pair of eyes taking a look about the problem and providing ideas.
Of course, I think that's very important at some point. You can do a lot nowadays alone, but you can't do everything. So it's
No.
really important to get like passionate people on board. Cool. So yeah, do you have any like last words, like something really important that people should know if they're voting for this proposal? What are they voting for? Just to summarize, maybe.
Yeah, my goal in the end is to bring new regular players to the Cardano ecosystem and to bring also new users as other indie game developers. As you may know, unfortunately, in the regular gaming industry, there is a lot of I can say prejudice about the NFT technology. Maybe they think it's something that is usually only created for scamming people or create scammy play to earn mechanics, but I want to show that it's not only that and the other business model are possible. And I think that will be very important to driving adoption to the Cardano ecosystem.